Today I'm going to talk about a couple things that I wish I had known before I had moved my whole life out here to Austin, Texas. Now, I moved here from Houston. I was a realtor out there for a couple years, working primarily with off-market real estate and investors. But just at the end of the last year, my husband got a job out in Austin, actually the Bastrop area. So we packed up our lives, moved out here, settled in Austin, hoping to make this our long-term place, of course. But just because I'm in real estate, there's a lot of things that I'm paying attention to that I've learned in such a short amount of time. So I wanted to make a quick video recapping what I've learned so far, and hopefully it can help you make a well-educated decision if you do decide to move out here to the Austin area yourself. And before I jump into it, if you're interested in a full Austin relocation guide, I have one available. Just click the link in the description down below and I'll get that sent right over to you. So let's dive in. Number one, the market really went wild in 2021 and 2022. Not just exclusive to Austin, but we felt it in Houston as well, and you can see it all across the United States. But a lot of that intensity has cooled off. In any instance, buying a home and selling it within 2 to 3 years can be a tight deal just because it's costly as a seller to sell your home. People don't realize all of the costs that a seller absorbs at the closing table. But when the market has kind of cooled off, it's not, these crazy multiple offer situations, we're seeing in a lot of areas a lot higher days on market, a lot of price reductions, or just it's fully a buyer's market in some areas. But that's kind of the beauty of Austin, is it is a lot more pocketed than you can imagine as well. So you could go from neighborhood to neighborhood, and maybe this area is more of a seller's market. There's a lot more demand, for example, Circle C, whereas you might travel over to somewhere like Bastrop and it is fully a buyer's market in many different neighborhoods. Days on market are a lot higher. There's a ton of new construction competition, and with interest rates still being so high, strategy really just matters more now than ever. It's not always going to be that 2021, 2022 wild type of a market, but now I will learn different skills, become a better negotiator for my clients, and be able to, better serve the people that I work with. What this means for you is that if you are planning on relocating here to Austin, this might mean that there is a lot of room for you to get a good deal because there's higher days on market in some areas, and that means a good opportunity to negotiate. What it could also mean if you're trying to sell is that maybe now is not the right time to sell. Maybe you want to hang on to it for a little bit longer if you only bought in the last 2 to 3 years. But regardless, it's going to be different no matter what particular part of Austin or the surrounding areas that you're looking in. So just reach out to me if you want my potential breakdown on the price evaluation or even a net sheet. Don't forget, I actually have a relocation guide. It is linked in the description down below. If you're interested, take a look and I'll get that sent right over to you. Number two, traffic can sometimes be a real problem. Everybody complains about it, and to an extent, yes, they're totally right. There are areas such as I-35 that everybody wants to avoid. It's going to take some time before these roads can handle all the growth that Austin has seen in the last couple of years. And some of those shortcut routes such as South Lamar, Burnett, or Slaughter, all of those can sometimes get jammed during full rush hour as well. Keep in mind that your exact location can play a big role in your day-to-day life. Now, I did come from the Houston area, right, which Houston is a much bigger city. To me, the Austin traffic is not a big deal. In Houston, it would take me almost an hour to get from my suburb house to downtown Houston if it was rush hour, whereas here, it can still have a lot of traffic and I'm getting to downtown in less than 30 minutes. So perspective matters in those cases. But so the best thing for you right now is shop not only for the house, but also for the commute that fits your lifestyle. Don't just look at a Google Maps once at 10 a.m. in the day. Look at it during rush hour. Do the drive a couple times if you want. I can also help you get a better feel for which pathways are going to be the one that makes the most sense for you. Number three, the weather. Nobody warned me just how hot and brutal some of these Austin summers can be, but we do get some tropical storm type weather as well. So quite frankly, it's still a very green season at this time of the year. Towards the end of summer and winter, it is definitely a lot drier and a lot of greenery goes away. So these rolling hills are kind of gray during those seasons, but during the summer season, it is beautiful. Everything is blooming right now. We're covered in trees, rolling beautiful hills, flowers everywhere in the neighborhood too. So That's just one thing to keep in mind, especially heat. If you're not somebody who can handle hot summers like this, maybe it's not for you. But at the same time, Austin, compared to other Texas cities, we do have a fantastic amount of outdoor activities where you can cool off. Some of them being Barton Springs. You can go to different state parks. There's swimming holes all over the place. It's definitely a city that if you need to get away from the heat, there are things to do. Everybody's got pools in these neighborhoods too. If you need to get away from the heat, there are plenty of opportunities to do something fun. Number 4, Austin's job market is pretty fire right now, but not for all industries, and really only if you know where to look. I'm going to give you a quick 2025 year breakdown of the statistics. Going to read them off so I don't mess this up. Unemployment rate is fairly low at 3.1%. We've added over 28,000 jobs. It's still one of the fastest growing metro cities in the country. It's just not showing equally in every industry. So some of the top hiring sectors right now include education and healthcare, government and finance, while on the flip side, tech and manufacturing has seemed to pull back a little bit. In this sector for tech and manufacturing, there's actually been a job loss of 2,900 jobs in the last year. But at the same time, there's still a lot of growing industry for companies such as Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company, and let's not forget, apparently nearly 1 in 4 Austin residents still work entirely from home, me being one of them. Double the national average, actually. So depending on what industry you're in, that could definitely play a big role in your job security or longevity of living in the Austin area. A lot of people move around in those tech field jobs based on different career moves. So that could bring you in Austin, that could bring you out of Austin. That is one of the reasons I'm here, because of my husband. So it makes sense, but it's definitely an industry that, as the market shifts, it's not as booming at this time, but it could definitely still come back. Number 5 is, quite honestly, the lifestyle. And this is the reason people end up coming to Austin and staying in Austin. The lifestyle. This is probably the biggest one that surprised me. I had visited Austin a few times, but I hadn't really gotten to do a whole lot. It was more just passing through, touring properties, of course. But I'm really surprised at just what an active city this is. There is just so many opportunities to go outside and do things with friends. Austin really has pretty much something for everybody. It doesn't really matter if you are, a farm and ranch type, or maybe you like the city high-rise life, or maybe you're just suburbs. Whatever type of lifestyle you're really into, waterfront, condos, anything. We have a little bit of that here in Austin. It is spread out, there is something for everybody. And that is probably the best thing that I've realized coming out here and actually being more ingrained in the city. On top of that, just on a personal note, I feel like it's been easier to make friends. Maybe it's this point in my life, but it's been easier to make friends than ever here in the Austin area. But all of these different avenues and different lifestyles, it's fantastic to see that they're all kind of within arm's reach of being part of Austin. So that's something that I really find super special and super unique about this type of a city. So at this stage, if you have found any of this information helpful, please hit the like button. It really helps me out a lot. And if you're interested, again, in that buyer relocation guide of Austin, Texas, click the link down below and I will get that sent right over to you with more information detailed out about different areas and fun things to do. And if you really want a little bit more guidance, I'd love to chat with you. I moved here myself and now I help people relocate to the Austin area as well. Tony Robbins once said, "The only impossible journey is the one that you never begin." And when it comes to relocating to a new city, that first step probably feels super overwhelming. Once you begin and start taking those first steps, the path is going to become a lot clearer. The opportunity, the growth, the lifestyle that you're looking for, it all starts with that first move. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.